Hello, hello, my beautiful friends. Welcome in. It is Dion at the Blushing Mint. And as you can see, it is time again for a hashtag TPM 2025 weekly challenge video. We are working on week 2 now for our weekly challenge. And so this week's prompts are poetic and layered. So this is the prompts that we are working with for our week 2 video. So that is what we have to challenge ourselves with today. I am pretty excited. So as you know, I am currently, the journal that I am going to be using is this accordion style journal that I have created out of envelopes. And I purchased my envelopes, just the cheap envelopes, $1.25 for 40 count at the Dollar Tree. And so that is the journal style that I am going to be working in. This is my week 1 entry. And so now I'm ready to work on page 2. And this is poetic and layered. Well, I have my very favorite poem of all times is Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. And I have a poetry book that had this poem in it. And I was gifted this poetry book in a box that was at auction that didn't get bought, and my husband's nephew dropped off for me. And so this poetry book was in there, so I found my very favorite poem. This poem has been my very favorite since high school when we had our English classes and whatnot, and we had to study poetry and whatnot. This is bar none my favorite poem. So I have a few little elements that I've dug out, and so that covers my poem or poetic part of my card. But I also need to deal with the layered piece of it. And so let me read this poem to you because it's kind of going to dictate what the background of my page is going to be. And so if you're not familiar with it, it's Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. And it says, whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to go and promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. So this is my favorite poem. And so that is dictating kind of the background of what I want to do with the page, as well as, if I'm picky like I am, I want to kind of make this whole journal flow in some way. Just because it is this accordion style, so when you open it, you of course see the page before, etc. And so I do want my pages to kind of flow a bit. So I had, I just put away all of my Christmas papers and things like that. I didn't put them away, friends, just so you know, I did not put them away. I've set them aside because I'm going to be doing, hopefully, I hope to pick up Christmas a little bit throughout the year. Because, yeah, Christmas was an absolute fail for me this year. So anyway, I went and grabbed a few paper pads that I knew had like woods and trees and snowflakes, because that's really what this is talking about. I mean, it's not the meaning of the poem by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to get into that at all in this video, but you know, I'm open to grand discussions about things like that because poetry is kind of my jam. I love poetry and music. Those are my faves. So anyway, I picked some papers, one that kind of pulled some of these other colors out that don't make it seem so uncohesive. And so I picked out some tree ones. I also picked out some snowflake images. I picked out some gold because this has gold. And then I also have this sheet here. And so I am going to go about doing some serious layering for my background. I don't know what it's going to turn out like. I don't know. Might hate it, might love it. You know how I am when I craft, friends. Just like last week. Great, happy surprises. Great, happy surprises. Who is it? You know, the little painter, cute painter guy with his little curly hair, whatever his name is. Yep, my daughter's going to be like, what? You don't know who that is? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Anyway, happy accidents. Happy little accidents. So, yes, no mistakes, just happy accidents. And last week's page, or it wasn't really last week, it was Wednesday's. Wednesday's page really just gave me all the happy feels after it was all said and done. All right, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to start with this image here because why not? And I'm going to line it up with my bottom. And again, I am fine that it's going over to my other page. That strengthens my spine and really, when you're doing an accordion page, it strengthens my spine and really gives it extra durability as we're opening and closing this each week throughout the year and beyond, I hope. And then besides, then it gives me something to look at for next week. Maybe I'll use this on next week's. I don't know what the prompts are. So anyway, anywho. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic week so far, that your new year is off to a great start. Now, part of me wants to, sorry, off camera, get myself sidetracked here. Part of me wants to just kind of rip around this a little bit. Now, because Lord knows I do not fussy cut. I do not enjoy fussy cutting in any way, shape, or form, and it is not a best at skill for me. So ripping I can do. I don't know, friends. I don't know what I'm going to be doing here. I just know that, oh, dang. Rip the top right off that tree. That's all right. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I had a little bit more thoughtful plan last week, even though it didn't, I mean, I didn't really have a plan. I just had some supplies out. But you just never know. You just never know where these prompts lead. That is the beauty of a challenge. It literally is a challenge. You don't know what you're going to end up with. I know that I have a thought for my layout here. That I would like to try to make work somehow. I need to identify, hold the phone, I need to identify my crease. Since I since I went over my crease onto my other page, I want to really make sure I know where this page is ending so that I stay within the frame of my page. That is important. Being in the frame of the page is important for me anyway, as far as my elements are concerned. Okay, I might end up having to move this a little higher. Is it bad if my tree carries over? I don't know. Oh, but yes, it is. Because friends, see, now I could have gone in and I could have typed this image or typed this poem in my computer and yada 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 yada. But did I do that? No. I used my book that was in my space. Okay, that's going to come over just a bit onto my other page. I don't hate it. Okay. Okay, that's kind of the layout that I'm looking at. Let me take a picture, friends, because, you know, by the time I get everything else done here, I will forget what I was thinking. Okay, so with that in mind, this is mostly going to be hidden anyway. Do I mean, I've got some layers here. Do I want, oh, the struggle. The struggle is real. Okay, feeling that. Okay, feeling that, feeling this. All right, now I'm getting somewhere, friends. Okay, I'm going to ink because I don't know. I mean, I may wish I didn't ink, but I'm still doing it. Whoops, wrong ink. Anyway, so yes. I hope maybe you guys have a favorite poem. Comment below and let me know if you are like me and have a favorite poem. I would love to know that. Poetry is, I don't know. I've always loved poetry. I'm actually, here's a bit of a Dion fact for you. Dion is a published poet. I am a published poet, friends. So there is a little Dion fact for you for the day. Gosh, it's been years and years and years since I've even thought about that. I don't know where my book is. But I have written a lot of poems for me. Poems are very therapeutic for me. It's kind of like the beach. Sherry, hello, hello. My new Florida friends, hello to my new Florida friends who are joining us on this challenge. The beach is my therapy, just like poetry. It's therapeutic work. Oh, shoot, did I hold the phone. I got to lift this up because I want this underneath all of that. See? That's layers, friends. This is the problem with layers. I can't remember. I can't remember what layer goes which and where. Okay. So then, and yep, I'm just going to use my good old Oohoo glue stick here. Paper to paper, it's just fine. In this application, if I have anything heavier on here, I would use Fabri-Tac or art glitter glue. My glues of choice. Just gonna put this layer right over onto the other page. No big deal. No big deal. I'll probably end up covering it up next week. No biggie. No biggie. Uh-oh. I ended up ripping off my tree. So I gotta just throw some ink on that because I don't want that white edge there. Okay. Now, come back in with my glue stick here. And put that back down again. There we go. So I've got the snowflakes, I've got the woods, I'm good with that. And let's see. All right, now pull my picture back up again here. It comes up off the bottom a bit. And my tree sits right down here at the bottom. Question is do I want to ink my tree? It's a little white, so I'm going to take a little ink just right around those edges here and give it a bit of definition. Let's see, Robert Frost is probably my very favorite poet. Walt Whitman, I enjoy Walt Whitman. Let's see, who else? Who else are favorite poets of mine? Gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. Oh, here it is. My little bird. I'll give it a little definition here around its edges as well. I think if you ever had a high school English class, I think you probably had to study this poem. I feel like it is a well-studied piece of poetry. Okay. So I feel pretty good about that. Now, I'm actually going to, I normally am not this picky, but I feel like I need to give myself a little mark as to where this needs to lay out on my paper, or I'll be fussing. That's what I'll be doing. Just giving it a little ink. Again, just for definition, not because I need to, but because I want to. All right. The back of this page, Shakespeare. You know I studied Shakespeare. Shakespeare is not my favorite. I'm not, I know, please don't vilify me. Do not vilify me, but I'm not big on Shakespeare, guys. Not really my favorite. I know. Oh, Lord, did I just say that in a live video? But yeah, I mean, just my truth. Just my truth, friends. Never really been big on Shakespeare. Now I'm going to run a little, because this was on 2 different pages in my poetry book. Of course, it could not have all been on one page. I'm just going to glue that edge good. Love. Okay. Now I'm actually going to use art glitter glue, I think. This isn't so much heavier. I can make sure I don't damage any of my little points or everything that could happen with a glue stick. So. All right, and then ink. This is super fragile paper too. I don't know what the publishing date is of the poetry book. I didn't even look at that, but it's kind of fragile paper. So let's. And then my little bird here. Okay, well, he's going to end up on the other side of the page too, but that's all right. That is okay. We'll just make sure that it's well adhered to withstand the crease there. That is one of the things about working with a accordion style journal is your pages. I mean, unless you're, I don't know. I have not really done a lot of them, but you do get a little overlap. So all right. Now let's take a peek here and see what folds like this. Okay, my little appendages here did not adhere as well as I would like, so let's give them another good douse of glue. And if they stick out, it's all right, friends. It's okay. All right, so, and this one here does not want to stay down either. Just giving it a good press in its crease there to try to convince it that it really wants to stay. I don't dislike this at all. I actually kind of just like the simplicity of it. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to leave this just as it is, my friends. Let me come back in here and pick up a couple of these things here. All right, so for our week 2 prompt, we have poetic and layered. And this is our hashtag TBM 2025 full deck challenge, week 2. And so I have my poem by Robert Frost, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. I don't know if that's coming through well or not. And I've layered up all my background papers. I've layered on some die cuts. And then I have my poem. And I am good with that. And I don't dislike the transition from my first page to my second page. So I'm calling that an absolute win for this week as well. I love it. And I love that my favorite poem is featured in this journal. I didn't see that coming either when I started this, but you know what? Love it. All the little happy endings, friends. All the little happy endings. So with that, friends, I am going to let you go. Don't forget to please give me a like if you give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Comment below and tell me what your favorite poem is or who your favorite poet is, either way. And don't forget that if you're following along with us, if you are embracing this challenge with the rest of us, please use the hashtag TBM 2025 weekly challenge so that I can find you on social media outlets and I can follow your beautiful journal journey. Until next time, friends, take care, be well. Thank you for spending a few moments with me each time that you tune in. It means the world to me. Until next time, we'll chat again soon. Bye-bye.